Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. This is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to this conversation about your Kundalini awakening experiences. This will be my last episode of Blog Talk Radio due to their consistent technical difficulties. But if people want to start it up again, well, then we can start it up again. In the meantime, however, I will be doing live Facebook videos that will be uploaded to YouTube, thanks to Mohan and David. So I just want to say that right at the beginning. Now, we can still have a nice long conversation here, but, you know, this channel, so to speak, for Kundalini information will itself be uploaded to YouTube, but we won't have future Blog Talk episodes. I mean, even as I'm speaking right now, evidently I have 5 people on the chat room, and I can only I think I saw Tomei and Zura. I can see Zura now. And let's see, it looks like they give me this tiny little window to try to see people. It's like I have to keep, bouncing it up and down. I think Emma might be there. I'm not sure. But hello, Tomei, Zura, Emma, if that is indeed you, Emma. Hello, and thank you for tuning in today. So that's the news for the Blog Talk. Many thanks to Mohan and many thanks to David for uploading these onto YouTube. And as I mentioned before, the FaceTime videos, is it FaceTime? The Facebook videos will be uploaded onto YouTube as well at the same channel that they're at right now. Not necessarily the Chrism Kundalini channel, but another channel, because various reasons of, how should I say it, controversy. So here we go. People are sometimes hearing voices with the Kundalini, and I just want you to know that when you have the Kundalini, and let's say you take some alcohol or you take some marijuana, and certainly if you take some dimethyltryptamine or DMT or ayahuasca, you can open yourself up to actual telepathy with entities. And I know some of you are going, oh, wow, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can have actual telepathy. And I'm going to caution you against that, because once you hear them, they can hear you, and a contracted dialogue has been created, and that dialogue could be used as a conduit for entity problems in the future with regards to Kundalini. So I want you to stay away from that, but I also want you to realize that as much as I say that entities are not a good idea, and they aren't, and I'm still saying that, not all entities are out to get you. I've had benevolent entities come to me and say things like, wow, you're a really nice person, and then just move on without, trying to initiate any kind of a conversation, because they know I'm not going to talk to them. But they also know that I can hear them. So another entity came up to me and said, it was very interesting. I was hearing a strange noise in my left ear one time, and I was it was kind of like the kind of a sound that a spring would make, kind of like a oing, 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 like that. And I was going, oh boy, here comes one, And lo and behold, that entity showed up, but it said this. It said, "Don't smoke," telling me not to smoke cigarettes or anything, I guess. And I felt that was good advice. So another one right after I did ayahuasca, as I mentioned, I think in the previous Blog Talk program that got deleted from all the archives got deleted. This one came to me right after a 3-day ayahuasca ceremony event, and we did it earlier on Sunday, and I think we started we took the tea at around 10 or 11 in the morning, and then it lasted until like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and I was so kind of after that I went out, and I was staying in a tent on the front lawn, and this is up in Bend, Oregon. It's kind of a nice area, deserty. You wouldn't think Oregon has deserts, but it does. Anyway, so I was out there, and I was just kind of relaxing in my tent, and I kind of had my eyes open, and this spider showed up. This, not a giant, Peruvian jumping spider or a tarantula or anything like that. Anything like a lot of people have seen, with the Kundalini. This is just like a normal sized spider. I'd say maybe about an inch diameter. I guess that'd be large for some people. Anyway, it glided right in front of my central vision, stopped, and in my head I heard the word, "Hello." And it was a woman's voice. It's just kind of like how your mom would sound when she wakes you up or something. She says, "Hello." So they're not all nasty, horrible things, but most of them are. From a Kundalini perspective now, you have ancestors that can be helpful, like a father or a grandfather, grandmother, mother, aunt, uncle, however it is. But even with that, any entity can call itself your grandfather. And it can show you grandfather pictures. And it can say, well, this is me. And it won't be. So you have to be very, very, very discerning if you're going to open up a line of communication with any kind of a discarnate, meaning without flesh, entity consciousness. So I just wanted to say that. And I'm going to go into this a little bit more. Wow, okay, okay, so someone came up here on the chat room. I can see it. That's amazing. And the person says, that's what happens when you smoke crack. And, well, I can't really comment to that because I've never done that. But I suppose that could happen. And I know that it happens with people that utilize methamphetamine as well. They're saying that I sound like a drug user. Ha! Well, that's okay. But yeah, I know that these entities can appear to people that use, what do they call? Oh, I guess they just call it meth. So when they use meth, they can have that, but they're typically bad. They're not typically good. And so I just want to, warn you, but with alcohol. Alcohol is a real prime example of this. You see the people out on the corner talking to the air, and they're actually seeing what it is they're talking to. And, nobody else is seeing it unless you can see that. And I can see that. And so we have to really be careful with who we speak to and how we, what we're imbibing at the time. Now, I've got somebody on the chat room, ladies and gentlemen, that's just saying you sound like a drug user. You're trying to mislead people. Shame on you. So, yes, and frankly, I'm not quite sure how to delete these, so I guess we'll just have to deal with them. I guess I could just take the the thing out, and now they're getting, they're doing that. So I wonder if I can do that. Ha! I think I did it. So yeah, it's just we get all kinds of people here, and we just have to kind of like just a second here. I'm gonna try a few things. There we go. All right, I guess. Louise. So there we have it. All right. So my apologies for that interruption, ladies and gentlemen. So be very, very cautious. Now, a lot of you, you want to be psychic so bad that you look into programs that allow yourself to be turned into a medium, or turned into some sort of how you might see yourself as a super psychic, right? And I'm just going to suggest to you this is not the way to go. Not the way to go. Now, some people with the Kundalini, and I'm being reminded to say this right now by my Kundalini, you get instruction, but you don't get it in a vocal telepathic way. Okay, you get the instructions, but it's not in such a way that you would be able to hear words, but you know that you're being instructed in some way. That is an easier thing, of course, unless it is a corruption-based communication. I know some people have been told to buy property. I know that some people have been told to take a certain job. I know that, these people, oh my God. Yeah, I know that, that these people, I just have to delete some of this stuff. My apologies. Once again, here's Blog Talk. Huh. I know that some people get really positive instruction without the telepathic being given. It's like an intuitive instruction, but it's positivity based. And, this, I think that, this is a very appropriate thing to follow if you can. So just know that I am not supporting entity infection at all. Like this person that's come into the chat room, and he's writing all these things. He or she is writing all these things, and those people don't have to have an entity to be malignant. They can just be that way all by themselves. But typically there is some sort of a spiritual dimension that is supporting that type of attitude and action. So there you have it. Now, I'm putting this out there because all of the other Blog Talk programs, I had like 7 years worth of every Wednesday, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, were erased, without my knowledge, without asking, just, they were just erased. And with a malignant attitude behind it as well. And so I want to do this show based on some of the important concepts that I was able to communicate to people back then, so between 2012 and 2018. And so it's not gonna be a huge long show, because I am going to go into this with the Facebook live videos as well, piece by piece. Right now, however, somebody seems to have a question, and I want to go over there and look at their question, and so I'll bring them up. And hello, area code 760, prefix 945. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Can you turn or talk into the microphone? You're hardly being heard.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
Oh, that's a lot better. Thank you. Hi. How are you?
Very good. I was talking. I did have some questions, but then I started seeing on your somebody was saying on this chat that you're a pedophile or that you're a scam artist. Is this true? Hello, is this true that you have been diddling children? Is that correct?